Paul Clifton Anthony George is more than just an NBA superstar. His life story is a powerful mix of raw talent, heartbreaking setbacks, relentless discipline, and an unbreakable belief in self-redemption. From growing up in a modest household in California to becoming one of the most elegant two-way wings basketball has ever seen, Paul George's journey is a lesson in patience, resilience, and reinvention. This is the complete life story of Paul George, not just the highlights, but the struggles, doubts, injuries, criticism, comebacks, and the mental strength that shaped the man known today as PG-13. Paul George was born on May 2, 1990, in Palmdale, California, a city located in the Antelope Valley region of Los Angeles County. Palmdale is not known for producing NBA superstars, but it played a crucial role in shaping Paul's character. Life there was not glamorous, but it was real, grounded in family, discipline, and community. Paul was raised by his parents, Paul George Sr. and Paulette George, who were both strong influences in his upbringing. His parents emphasized humility, hard work, and respect, values that would later define Paul's calm demeanor on and off the court. He grew up with two older sisters, Teosha George and Portela George, both of whom were excellent athletes themselves. In fact, Paul often credits his sisters as his first real competition. Watching them dominate in sports lit a fire in him early. Unlike many NBA stars who dominate youth leagues from a young age, Paul George was not considered a prodigy. He wasn't hyped, didn't attend elite prep schools, and didn't play on flashy AAU teams early on. His development was slow, quiet, and organic, a theme that would follow him throughout his career. Paul George's love for basketball grew naturally. He played multiple sports in his early years, but basketball slowly became his obsession. He admired players like Kobe Bryant for their skill and competitiveness, and Tracy McGrady for their smooth, effortless style, a style Paul would later make his own. What separated Paul early on wasn't explosiveness or strength, it was fluidity. His movement, footwork, and shooting form were unusually smooth for a young player. Coaches noticed his instincts before they noticed his stats. Despite this, Paul was still under the radar heading into high school. Paul attended Knight High School in Palmdale. Even there, he wasn't immediately seen as a future NBA star. He was tall and skilled, but not physically dominant. He didn't dunk over everyone. He didn't average absurd numbers. But what he did have was versatility. Paul could shoot from deep, handle the ball, defend multiple positions. Read the game at a high level. During his senior year, he averaged around 23 points per game, finally catching the attention of college scouts. Still, he was not considered an elite recruit. Major programs largely overlooked him. In a twist of fate that would define his future, Fresno State University took a chance on him. Paul George committed to Fresno State Bulldogs, a program far from the national spotlight. For Paul, this wasn't a setback, it was an opportunity. Freshman season, in his freshman year, he showed flashes of brilliance but remained inconsistent. He was learning the speed of the college game, adjusting to physical defenders, and finding his identity. Sophomore breakout, everything changed in his sophomore season. Paul averaged 16.8 points, 7.2 rebounds, 2.2 assists. He displayed elite wing potential, shooting off the dribble, attacking the rim, and locking down opposing scorers. NBA scouts began to take serious notice. Despite Fresno State not being a powerhouse, Paul's talent was undeniable. After just 2 college seasons, he declared for the 2010 NBA draft. Paul George entered the draft as a high-risk, high-reward prospect. He was skilled but raw, confident but unproven at the highest level. On June 24, 2010, His life changed forever. With the 10th overall pick, the Indiana Pacers selected Paul George. This moment marked the beginning of his transformation from a quiet California kid into a global basketball star. Paul's rookie season was a learning experience. He came off the bench for much of the year, adjusting to NBA pace and physicality. He averaged 7.8 points, 3.7 rebounds. The numbers didn't scream future superstar, but the Pacers saw something special, especially on defense. Paul embraced his role. He studied veterans, improved his conditioning, and focused on becoming an elite defender. By his third season, Paul George made a massive leap. Defensive excellence, Paul became one of the best perimeter defenders in the league. His length, anticipation, and discipline allowed him to guard shooting guards, small forwards, power forwards. He earned NBA All-Defensive Team honors and gained respect league-wide. Offensive growth. Offensively, Paul evolved rapidly. Improved ball handling, confident three-point shooting ability to create his own shot. By the 2012-13 season, Paul was an NBA All-Star and the face of the Indiana Pacers. Paul George's Pacers became one of the few teams capable of challenging LeBron James' Miami Heat in the Eastern Conference. In the 2013 and 2014 Eastern Conference Finals, Paul went head-to-head with LeBron. Though Indiana fell short, Paul's performances earned him national respect. He wasn't afraid. He wasn't overwhelmed. He belonged. Just as Paul George was entering his prime, tragedy struck. In August 2014, during a Team USA scrimmage, Paul suffered a catastrophic leg injury, a compound fracture that shocked the basketball world. Many feared his career might be over. Physically, the injury was brutal. Mentally, it was even harder. Paul spent months in rehab, relearning how to walk, run, and jump. Doubt crept in. Pain followed him daily, but he never quit. Against all odds, Paul George returned to the court in 2015. He wasn't immediately the same player, but those flashes of greatness, they were still there. Slowly but surely, his confidence came roaring back, and by 2016, he was an all-star once again. It was one of the most inspiring comebacks in NBA history. In 2017, he was traded to the Oklahoma City Thunder to team up with Russell Westbrook. A lot of people doubted the pairing, but Paul proved them all wrong. The 2018-19 season was magical. He averaged 28 points, over 8 rebounds, and led the league in steals, finishing third in MVP voting. It was arguably the best season of his entire career. Then came the move to the Los Angeles Clippers in 2019, joining Kawhi Leonard. Expectations were through the roof, and the criticism was louder than ever. When they didn't win a championship right away, the pressure mounted, but Paul stayed composed. When injuries hit the team, he didn't shrink. He stepped up as a leader. In the 2021 playoffs, he carried the Clippers to their first ever Western Conference Finals with clutch performance after clutch performance. It was pure redemption. Paul George is admired for his smooth scoring ability, elite two-way impact, professionalism, and humility. He is not the loudest star or the flashiest personality, but one of the most complete players of his era. Paul is a family man. He has spoken openly about fatherhood, changing his perspective and grounding him beyond basketball. Despite fame, he remains private, focused, and introspective. Paul George often speaks about mental health, confidence, and ignoring outside noise. His career is proof that success is not linear. Paul George's life story is not about perfection. It's about growth, about falling and rising again, about becoming better, not louder. From Palmdale to NBA stardom, from devastating injury to redemption, Paul Paul George's journey stands as one of the most powerful stories in modern basketball. And his story is still being written,